Hello and welcome back. Today is a glorious day in Charlotte, North Carolina, so I figured I'd come outside and talk to you guys about supplements. So I wanted to go over all my supplements that I've been using, what brands I love. So let's get into it. So I wanted to start out by talking about my protein powder that I've been using. I use protein powder probably twice a day, and that's just because I use two different kinds. So I have been loving so much Bowmar Nutrition. They are a great company. I'm not affiliated with them or anything like that. I just personally love them. It's a husband and wife who now live in Iowa, and they are so dedicated to making sure that they have the best quality for their consumers. They actually have a ton of different proteins, and they constantly come out with new ones. So the two that I love the best, and I put them in these little jars. That way they look a little bit better on our kitchen countertops. I'm sorry I don't have like the actual tub, but the first one that I love is the protein blueberry cheesecake. This one I use with my smoothies. I do 2 scoops of them and it tastes delicious. Even with just water, it's not clumpy. It's really, ooh, it's windy. It's really smooth and the flavor is just out of this world. It's amazing. Another one that I use is it's actually this one, the birthday cake, sorry. This one I use if I've worked with you, if you're my friend, family, whatever, I've made you try this. It's my birthday cake that I make. 2 scoops of this, 1 tablespoon of almond flour, and then literally just a sprinkle of baking powder, and 1 egg, a little tiny bit of water, put it in the microwave for a minute, and oh my god, it's delicious. I absolutely love it. So these are the 2 proteins that I take. They are coming out with new flavors, like I said, constantly. So if it is a flavor that I am interested in, I'll go ahead and I'll buy it. They come in 1 pound tubs as well as 5 pound. 5 pound is obviously a little bit more economical. It comes with more servings and all, but if you compare Bowmar, the price per serving to some of the other big brand names, they actually come out less. They are cheaper. So it is a little bit more of an investment up front, but in 1 5 pound tub, you do get 82 servings. So this does last me a long time, considering I take about two scoops of protein every day. That's around 44 grams. So going into my other powders, I have their collagen. This is the Bowmar Nutrition Collagen. Collagen really helps with skin, hair, and nails, as well as repairing joints. This is 2 scoops a day. It is 20 grams of protein, so that is another way that I do get my protein in. Next thing that I use is the greens. Again, all of these are in a different container, but the greens by Bowmar Nutrition are delicious. By delicious, I mean they don't taste like complete shit. All the other brands that I've tried are awful and they are disgusting. This one, I do chug it because I'm not a fan of the greens, but it's something that if I wanted to sip on, I could, but I have no idea why you'd want to. I don't personally like my vegetables. If you have ever seen me try to eat my vegetables, I am almost 24 years old and I will still gag like a little child. I don't know why. I have never liked my vegetables. I just hate them, so I would much rather drink them. So in 1 scoop, there's, I want to say 12 servings of vegetables. So I'll usually do about 2 scoops just to make sure that I'm getting everything in. And again, that is daily, just like my other protein sources. BCAA, this one is lemonade flavor. It tastes very similar to a Crystal Light lemonade flavor. It is really good. I use that anytime that I work out. I did my last video, my workout video, I did talk about 1UP Nutrition. I do like that one as well, but because I'm just so into Bowmar and their quality and all of that, I really do like their BCAA. They do have a ton of other flavors, but lemonade is really what's caught my attention. Okay, so onto my pills. So I take pills daily. Adam for Christmas got me this little pill box. It's actually really nice. It's basically just a typical Saturday through Sunday. You can see I have 3 left. Once a week I'll just go ahead and put all of it in. My schedule is just absolutely insane, so it just makes it a whole lot easier than having to open up each one of these pill bottles and trying to take that in. So I will go over all my pills. Like I said earlier, some of them have been prescribed by a doctor and some of them have been encouraged by my coach. I have a little bit of both mixed in. So going through each one, the first one that I take is birth control, and this is just pretty standard. This was by my OBGYN. I do have endometriosis, so the easiest way for me to live basically pain-free is to not have my period. So I take continuous birth control. I have not had my period since 2010. I do have spotting every once in a while, but this is pretty much, I always have to have that. Next up, I have krill oil. So this one was by my coach. I'm sure you have heard of omega-3s and omega-6. Both of them are very good. Krill oil is basically just your rich omega-3. What it does is it helps decrease the inflammation in your joints while you're lifting really heavy. That inflammation can really get high, and it can get tight and painful. So we really try to make sure that my inflammation is down. So I take krill oil every day. D3, my OBGYN wanted me to take this, and then my coach also recommended me taking it. So once I had 2 people telling me to take it, I started to take it. But essentially, this is really good for calcium. Vitamin D helps absorb the calcium into your bones and cells. So this is really important for if you do not get enough sunlight. Me working night shift, I almost never see the sunlight unless it's days like this and I come out. So this is something that I take every day. Next up, this was actually by my gastroenterologist. For those of you who don't know, I have celiac, so I am highly allergic to gluten. Probiotics I take every day. Once it's open, it has to go into the refrigerator. That's the only annoying thing about it, but this helps decrease inflammation of your gut. Your gut health is just as important than any other kind of health in your whole body: cardiovascular, neurological, skin, everything. So taking probiotics, it helps reduce inflammation. Since I do have celiac, I have a ton of inflammation in there. So what it does is it just helps decrease all of that and really keeps my body in line. This was by my OBGYN. My coach did want me to take multivitamins. However, prenatal vitamins is what I've been taking. Now, Adam and I are nowhere near talking about having a kid anytime soon. However, I think it is important to prep your body for when you do want to have a kid. So we're getting married next year, fall 2020, and relatively soon after that, we would like to have kids. So I started taking prenatal vitamins. Regardless of the fact of kids are not in the picture right now, it has a ton of vitamins. If you look at the regular multivitamin versus the prenatal, there is more in the prenatal. Now, some may say, oh, well, if you're not trying to get pregnant anytime soon, why do you need this? Again, my OBGYN is the one who I'm going off of for this, and essentially your body does not absorb every single nutrient that you put in it. It's not possible, especially with me with celiac. All of my microvilli have been damaged essentially every time I have gluten, so my absorption level is nowhere near the level of a normal person, quote unquote. So the more nutrients that I put into my body, essentially the better, because I may not get 100%, I may only get 80%. I don't know the exact percentage, but I know that it's not 100. So the extra vitamins is not hurting me in any way, and again, that's going off of what my doctor has recommended, not by what my coach has recommended. So this is something that's medical, not so much not. Another thing that many people actually don't know about me, but I suffer from really, really bad anxiety, generalized anxiety, as well as some depression. So I have been medicated. August will be about 2 years. I'm on Lexapro. I've had to go from 5 to 10 to now 20 just to try to help me through daily activities. I've definitely noticed a difference from when I am medicated versus when I'm not. And it just basically helps me calm down. There's no issue at all with having to be medicated. I have no problem talking openly about it. It is something that I think is a bad stigma nowadays, and that we do need to be talking about it. Not only in females, but in males too. You know, in males, they always have this, oh, I have to be big and strong and I can't show my emotions and blah, blah, blah. And it's just not the case. You are worth more than anything. Your health is important. So if you are not taking care of you mentally, physically, emotionally, everything is just going to crumble. So this was a decision that I made to try to help me. I don't know if I felt like I've always had anxiety. I've always had a little bit of depression, but when I went off of it, when I went onto it, it was because I just graduated college. I had just started, you know, working full time. I'm working night shifts. You know, all of these big changes that were happening in my life. I don't know if my body just said, whoa, 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 like calm down or what, but I just really needed to do something, and that was my way to get help. So that's my Lexapro. Other thing that I take is called CLA. This is 100% by my coach. I wasn't 100% sold on it. If you look at all of the like research out there, it's kind of iffy. There is research out there saying that if you take this with every meal for a full year, your body fat percentage is roughly around 9% lower than if you weren't to be taking it. However, if you look at the short-term effects of if you use it, you know, for less than a year, it really doesn't have that much science behind it. So I went ahead and I gave it a try. I have been liking it. I think I do notice a difference. However, I'm mainly focusing on my diet and my workouts. You should never rely on just straight fat loss pills. This is not technically a fat burner. All it does is it just increases your metabolic rate, but CLA is actually found in meats. It is found naturally. This is just like an increase of what, for example, in meats you may have 5%, and in this you have 50%. I'm completely making up those numbers, but it's definitely a higher level of nutrients in a tiny little pill. So I do take this with every meal. So that is something that it's hard for me to remember sometimes, especially if I'm at work, but I would say I am pretty consistent with it, which does make a difference, I think. But again, I don't know. I'm almost all done with the bottle. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be getting it again, but I'll keep you updated. So thank you so much for listening in. I really do appreciate all the love and support that everyone has given me. I am just so thankful, and I know Winston here is very thankful too, and I am just going to continue on with my journey. Right now I am 148 pounds. I have not seen that on the scale probably since middle school, to be honest, and I'm just so proud of myself, and I can't wait to see what happens, and I can't wait to see how my body transforms. Again, just thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to me and for following me along with this journey. The main thing that I want to get out of this is, you know, health and knowledge, and I really want to share it with all of you guys because I know how I felt in the beginning of this, very lost, didn't really know what to do, where to start, and I want to help you guys through this too. So again, if you have any questions or comments, concerns, whatever, just go ahead and reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to try to help you. And yeah, so I hope you guys are having a great day, and thanks again for listening. Bye.